Hi there, Bill Wayno here. And this is an exciting video because this is the 1 year review on the 22 MLS by Keystone Cougar. And so, what we're going to do is we're going to have a review of the camper. Also, the next category is going to be the issues that some of our family members have come across. And then also one of the biggest things I wanted to share with you is what we've done to enhance our ownership. And that is we started a owners group. So let's just get started. The review of the 22 MLS. We have put almost 5,000 miles on our 22 MLS. We've been all the way down to Biloxi, Mississippi. We've been down highways, rough roads, dirt roads. We went to the Arkansas diamond mines, which is great. But we really put it through its paces. We haven't had hardly any issues with our camper. I got to stand by the fact that I believe it is battle tank built. It is rugged. And so there you go. You're going to want to go ahead and start with the 22 MLS if you're thinking about this type of a travel trailer. The way we started was small, and then we decided we wanted to upgrade, and then we decided we wanted to go to the one our dream camper, which was the 22 MLS by Keystone Cougar. And we wasted a lot of money doing it. If I could go back in time, I would, because of the sticker, and it's just more expensive. I would have went ahead and bit the bullet and got the Keystone Cougar right off the bat. That would have saved me a ton of money right then and there. I know it's a little more, but you get what you pay for. So we really haven't had any issues. We had a small issue with our theater seating, which was, it's kind of like a computer cord plug. And then you have an accessory plug that plugs into there. Well, it shook loose, I could have very easily posted, "Oh, Keystone Cougar sold me a bad theater seat," but there's a responsibility there because no one's going to read the comments saying, well, the accessory cord shook loose and I plugged it back in and it's perfect. They're just going to see the main post, which says, Keystone's got a bad theater seat. So you got to be real careful about what you say. And that's what we try to instill in our owners group. Okay, but other than that, zero issues. Major issues. Now, there's a couple things that we did to make our camping a little more enhanced, and I will go over that. Number one is the WeBoost system. WeBoost is awesome, especially if you have an unlimited data plan like we do. We have first responders in our family, and we like to keep in contact with them, our children. And we do a lot of state park camping. So the WeBoost system is one of the first things I did, and that allows you to connect to the internet through your cell phone service, have cell phone service text. We've had people that were in the other part of the park, down in a gully where you have cliffs and trees all around you, and they couldn't get any service, so they walk over to our camper and they can text out. So WeBoost works. Also, the satellite system. If you're down in a gully, you're not going to get any antennas for your TVs, so that's why I love the satellite system. King One Pro is what I got, by the way. We have AT&T, and that hooks up into our receivers, so that's great. We love that, the antenna system. The road armor is the other thing. Now, remember the 22 MLS, you are no longer camping old school where you've got four walls and a bed and you open up the windows when you're hot and you sweat. No. You're camping inside a computer. What that means is there's tons of circuit boards. Everything's got computers, your TV, your stereo, everything. So you want to minimize your rattle down the road, your shake, your okay. So one of the things I thought was real important was road armor. Keystone puts it on all their fifth wheels and some of their larger travel trailers. Well, I wanted to put it on our 22 MLS. So what road armor does is it makes your tandem axles independently suspended, so they work not opposite of other, but independently of each other. So if you're going down a bumpy road, the other one will not stay with the bump. that rattles your camper. So that's a great investment there. Some of our members have chosen to go the Keystone solar package. I did not. Didn't have it when the model that they brought into the dealers, so I do not have solar, but I've heard a lot of great things about it. They've got several different packages. They've got one that'll maintain your battery, and they've got others that will allow you to go off grid and have power and not be hooked up to anything. So that's that. The other modification I did was I wanted, in review 1.0, I wanted access to the hot water heater bypass switch. So under the bed, I drilled a little access port and I could just reach in there and twist that bypass switch. So that was another thing we did. One of the things my wife loved, modifications we did, was the pantry. Just behind the dinette booth set is real deep. So what we did was we put sliding shelves in there. That was one of the modifications. But other than that, that's all we had to do, because it is truly the perfect camping travel trailer. We love the fact that it has a king size bed. We love the fact that if we're traveling down the road, we don't have to put slide out. We can sit down, we can have lunch in the dinette boothing. Jazzy, our puppy, can jump up on the bed while we're having lunch. We don't have to do anything but pull off and make lunch. And the bathroom's accessible, the whole bit. It is the perfect travel trailer. I'm going to tell you that right now. Also, in our group, we've had people ask, there's other models, the other companies that make a similar floor plan. Well, they're cheaper. Why not get that one? My response is it is not. It is not the same camper. And I'm going to tell you, and I might upset a few people, but it's okay. It's like building a steel box and a cardboard box. The box is the same size. It looks the same, but really, steel versus cardboard, you just don't know. And I can back that up. I can back that claim up. For example, what was important to me was having 15-inch E-rated tires. They're beefy, they're rugged. Other campers, you have the thin sidewalls, and the 14-inch wheels. In the huge travel trailers, you have the largest air conditioner and furnace that you could possibly get, the largest models. Well, Keystone Cougar and their 22 MLS, they put those same things in there. You won't get that in the other companies' similar floor plan models. You won't get the 30-pound propane tanks. You won't get the size of the frame. And I went on a factory tour, and I'm telling you, the trussing between, it's a beefy underframe. They just built 3-inch dual wall in the back because they're going to put a ladder there. And it's double what they say it'll hold. It's just, I can't express enough how this thing's built compared to other campers. So do yourself a favor and just go ahead and bite the bullet a little bit, spend a little more money, and go to this first and save yourself a lot of money, because inching up to what you ultimately want. So there's that review right there. So let's push on to some of the issues that other people have had. Now, we have an owners group that we have a member that has taken it upon herself to accumulate any issues that anybody had. So, 100%. Drip under the sink, turning the faucet on and no water, not having hot water. If it was a little issue, it went on a list, and that list is extensive and that list is detailed. It's a little bit intimidating when someone sees this list, because there's 3 categories of issues. Number 1 is the new to RVing owner issue. So they're coming in, they're fresh, they're green. They don't know. We've had people say, our stabilizers don't work. Well, did you go into the bypass and push the button? Oh, okay, never mind. Things like, you're just going to have a learning curve, which is why we started our owners group. And So you have three different types of issues. You have your brand new RV owner issue. You have your new 22 MLS new owner, which was me. I had to go through a growing curve. And then you have your real issues, which are very few. Remember, you have a house and you're taking it down some rough roads. So even though everything's tight from the factory, once it goes down this rough road, you're going to have to do a little maintenance yourself. However, there are some issues. We had a little bit of a leaky front cap, which a little RV sealant. I'll tell you what I did. I didn't have a leak, but I went ahead and took some Proflex RV and went up there and scraped off their sealant and went ahead and went around that hole where the LED strip goes across the front cap. You have the wire that goes in the fiberglass. Well, that would let some water in. I went in and scraped that off and just put a bunch of Proflex on there. And so we've never had a leak, but you know, some people have experienced that. Water leaking out of pipes. Some of them, the fixtures, once if the dealer didn't go ahead and recheck all the fixtures and make sure that everything's tight, we've had some water that has leaked down onto their floor. Which again, Keystone, it's not gonna hurt anything because Keystone has a patented flooring system. It's just like a boat dock, and it's got two patented sandwich outer shells on there that they've patented. It is just waterproof, bulletproof. I can't go on enough about it. So we do have an extensive list, and that way, you know, and I'll show it to you. People can go to it and kind of see what's going on and see how to fix it. The next thing I wanted to share with you is our owners group. We have a very unique owners group. We've grown. The 22 MLS has grown to be one of their number one sellers, outpacing a lot of their popular models, and we have almost 500 members in our group. So we have tier 1 membership. And before I go into this, I want to tell you, if you're wanting to start a owners group, that's great. And I'm not tooting my own horn here or anything like that, but if you want to do it, you have to be committed to it. You have to passionately love the model that you own. You have to passionately love the people that are entering your group because they are family members. You're going to get together. You're going to have a beer or a glass of wine around a campfire. You know, you're going to want to meet these people and just enjoy fellowship. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be sincere. You have to be able to be ready to spend some money. One thing I love to do in our owners group is I love to do projects, and I'll show you a couple. One of the most expensive one that I just completed was the coin, the challenge coin. It's the owners group coin, and it's limited edition. We had some confirmed owners get that. We have Pride decals, so 22 MLS owners group Pride decals for I wanted to honor our first responders. I wanted to honor our retired and veteran military. And then you also do it in Canada because Keystone Owners Group is also in Canada. So you have to be able to, you know, and I give these away for free to second tier members or gold members. So you have to be willing to spend a little money because I don't want to ask money out of our family members. You wouldn't, you know, I mean, it's just tough to do. Owners Group patches. Decals. You got to have these printed up. I think they're great, and it's just but I want to give them away, so it costs money to mail them, it costs money to make them, and so you got to be willing to spend a little money, you know, if you're going to want to do one of these owners groups. So you know, it's just one of those things. Fortunately, I love our owners group. Fortunately, I have a wife that is 100% supportive and loves to camp just as much as I do, so I'm fortunate there. Also, our family members are very talented. We have engineers, we have nurses, we have medical staff, we have military, we have police, and we have a graphics artist in our group. So he designed this fancy logo. The second tier of our group, is when I say you have to be ready to spend a little money, well, you don't want that money to go into people that don't own the 22 MLS. You don't want it to go into people that are, coming in to, we have people that come in to try to see how our group is, running. And we have our own constitution. We have giveaways at my expense. We also have giveaways at our family members' expense. We have a member that's giving away one of our group 22 MLS owners group flags. So we have a lot of passion for this group, and we have a lot of supportive members. But you don't want it to go to people that aren't confirmed owners. So we have tier 2. Tier 2 is a specific private area where we can all meet online. And to get into this private area, we call it the gold membership. And you have to prove it's a little bit of a work to do, but you have to prove that you're an actual owner of the group. And if you don't own it anymore, well then you're not part of the group anymore. So I mean that's the way it is. Tier 1 is more for the public. We do vet everyone to make sure they're legitimately wanting to purchase the 22 MLS, but it's tough to do. And you have to vet out all the people that are from other countries that are just trying to infiltrate to sell t-shirts and things like that. So it's a tough, it's a little bit to get into tier 1, but not as bad. Tier 2 is 100% secured because we share a lot of information in there. We have interactive maps. So if you are going someplace, you can hit a point and see which one of our members is in your path there, so you can stop by and say hi. It's things like that. Very supportive. We get a lot of support from Keystone. We get a lot of support from Camping World, which is my all-time favorite place to shop. And we bought all of our 3 campers there. They took it in the shorts just a little bit, because it was my 3rd camper. And, when they sold me the 22 MLS, they took it in the shorts a little bit. But they did help me out a lot. So, I mean, they're just, you get to know them, and it's a family feel. So they take care of us. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it on there. The review on the 22 MLS is we have had 0 problems. We've had just a couple learning curve issues. I will tell you one, and the biggest issue that wasn't really an issue was on the computer system called the in command. Sometimes you'll get to your campsite and the temperature won't register on the in command, so your furnace or your air conditioner won't come on. Well, that's an issue. But if you know how to fix it, which is what 22 the gold group is, what you can do is you can either reboot it, which is what the first step is, but I just go straight to the second step because it's only happened twice in this whole year. But second step is the one I went to, and that is to unplug your camper from shore power and disconnect your battery. Effectively, what you're doing is you're rebooting your camper, and then it fixes the problem 100% of the time. So I just don't mess around with rebooting and stuff like that. So that was one of I think the most intensive issue. The other issue we had was hot water didn't work, but they put a safety button outside so you can't turn your hot water on unless you really want to, because you never want to turn your hot water heater on without water in it. So that's kind of a safety issue there. So hope you enjoyed the review, and sure love y'all out there, but we love our 22 MLS. I mean, it's 5-star. Keystone gets 5-star. Camping World gets 5-star. And so talk to you later. Bye-bye now.